So for today's bench trial,
$10 to
we are
leg it?
going to be
I'm going to set them on
setting
fire, then leg it.
forth. I'm sorry, I haven't been told the name of the defendant.
Sorry, that would be Saint Joseph.
Fantastic. Saint Joseph, welcome to the courtroom. Of these three charges you are being charged with today, which and or all are you going to be disputing here?
That'd be accessory to robbery, possession of a class 2, and felony evading. So,
Yeah, sure.
of those charges, which do you contest today?
Well, I guess all of them.
My client wishes to contest all these charges, Your Honor.
All right, fantastic. We will begin with the recalled testimony of the state. If you would like to give me your full testimony of the happenings that correspond to each of the charges, you may begin after I swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right. Go when you are ready.
Sorry. So, there was a alarm triggered at the jewelry store, and Deputy Owen Svensson was the first on scene. When he arrived on scene, he identified the black and color Comet that was out front of the store facing the stairway. He radioed in to inform that there was a gentleman in the driver's seat, a white male, who he later informed me had a white shirt on, and that's what he could see as he arrived.
Did he actually say that?
Deputy Svensson pulled up, the suspect in the vehicle remained in the vehicle, and another individual ran out of the jewelry store dressed in all black with a mask on and a combat vest. He got in the passenger side of the vehicle, the passenger seat, and that's when they took off towards the stairwell. They turned around.
Did he say white shirt and white?
Passing.
I was Caucasian?
Deputy Svensson's vehicle. Deputy Svensson gave chase for some time until I joined chase, and then Trooper Andrews behind me joined the pursuit as well. We stayed on them for quite some time throughout the city. He drove very, very quickly, very recklessly on both sides of the street, onto oncoming lanes of travel, even up the off-ramp of the highway, which is where he crashed on, I believe it was Elysian Fields. He was oncoming lane of travel. He hit a oncoming car, and that's when his vehicle flipped. At that point, the driver, St. Joseph, he exited the vehicle, overturned. That's when he fell off the freeway, some 30 plus feet. I saw him at the bottom of the freeway on the grass. I drove down from the highway where I was, circled back to where he was, put some cuffs on him, searched his person. That's where I found the shotgun, and saw too that he got medical help.
Thank you for your testimony. Mr. St. Joseph?
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, did you need something, Miss Debray?
I will make my statement afterwards, Your Honor. Continue. My apologies.
All right, Mr. St. Joseph. At this time, I would like to hear your recalled testimony of the events in which you will be contesting today in court. The accessory to robbery, the reckless evading, and the criminal possession of a firearm, Class 2. After I swear you in, you may begin. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I'm not going to answer. So awkward.
Oh.
Mr. St. Joseph?
Oh, I think she might be talking to you.
Sorry.
She got your name.
What did you
She got your
say?
name wrong, but
Sorry, ma'am. What was it you said? I thought you were talking to
Sorry,
Joseph.
did I get your name wrong?
Oh no, not you. The officer over here says my name is Joseph. I'm not sure who Joseph is. The man that ID'd me.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit dyslexic at times. I read that as Joseph when it's Jospeh.
Read
So
what?
That's my mistake. Your name through the MDT and off your IDs.
Oh, strange.
All right. Let's begin again. His name is Saint Jospeh.
Yes, that is I.
Yes, Your Honor.
Fantastic. Let's move forward. At this time, I would like to hear your complete recalled testimony that you are contesting the charges of accessory to robbery, reckless evading, and criminal possession of a firearm Class 2. After I swear you in, you may begin. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Saint Jospeh?
Oh, of course, ma'am, I do.
Fantastic. You may begin.
Well, I was driving my grey vehicle in the correct lane of travels as I was going to visit a friend, in which vehicle, I'm not sure what. It did look dark in color as it was night time. I could not see very well. It was quite dark, and there was not lighting up on the overpass there. I got struck by a vehicle, got ejected out of my windshield, and fell down to the ground. And then this man came down, searched my contents of my person, started calling me Joseph over and over again, then took me to the police department without really talking to me. Oh, mind you, I did fall about 70 feet. I was quite injured. He applied no medical treatment until I screamed for 3 or 4 minutes.
Evans, thank you for your testimony. At this time, Miss Dupre, if you would like to give your counsel.
Just this is my second
Yo,
book,
Fitz,
so,
thanks for the 3 months.
can I
Daddy,
ask him
thanks for the 2.
questions, Your Honor?
You would like to ask me questions?
No. My witness here, Deputy Williams.
What the
Of
fuck?
course. Miss Dupre, you may call your first witness.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought I was. Anyway, my first witness is Deputy Williams here. Deputy Williams, how long have you been part of the LSPD?
Just about a year.
Okay. How many, in your estimation, how many robbery calls have you responded to in that year?
Honestly, there have been countless. I wouldn't be able to put an estimate on it.
In your experience, are there usually getaway cars parked during these robberies?
Yes.
How are these cars faced when during these robberies when you respond to them?
Generally in a getaway position in front of the store at question. The store being robbed, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Objection, relevance, like, honestly, the
Relevance.
usual doesn't matter here. What matters here is what happened in this situation.
Well, I'm getting to that, Mr. Braun. Actually, we're establishing Deputy Williams' experience, how many calls he's done, that this is not just a run-of-the-mill thing, that he's not just a cadet who just
Well, actually, you're
witnessed
arguing
this.
that it is a run-of-the-mill
All right,
unit,
that's
but
enough.
I
He
await the
was a
judge's...
part
I
of
have not been
LSPD
given the
for a
chance to
year.
respond. There will
He's
be
not even in
silence in
that.
my courtroom. Ms. Dupre, when there is an objection given in court, you will not speak until I have spoken to call into order my response of that objection.
I like
Mr.
it.
Braun,
Feisty.
I will be sustaining for your objection. Mr. Bray, please, at this time, continue to go forward with your questioning as pertains to the crimes at hand, please. We understand that this deputy is quite fine in his line of work. Let's move forward.
How was the car? My apologies, Your Honor. Understood. How was the car in question faced?
It was faced in front of the doors of the jewelry store towards the staircase.
Indeed. Okay. It was said that Svensson identified Joseph. Did Svensson ever speak of a mask or a disguise? Jospeh, I should say. My apologies.
Never once was there any speak of him wearing a mask, no.
At any point during this encounter, did you identify St. Jospeh?
When he crashed his vehicle, I didn't ID him by who he was. I don't know him that well, but I did identify that man standing there as the one who got out of the driver's seat and fell from the
How
the
can you
freeway.
see that? That's facing away from him.
Let the record
Who matched
show
the
that... Oh, go ahead.
He matched the description of the gentleman the deputy
Such a fucking scumlord,
Let
dude.
the record show both Svensson and Deputy Williams here identified St. Jospeh, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
I do. Deputy, when
Yes,
the
sir.
robbery began to commence, did you get any kind of notification that an
Don't
alarm
say he's
had been
power gaming,
triggered,
chat. We don't
or
actually
that a
know what he
camera
said.
somewhere had caught any felonious activity?
Yes, there were multiple panic alarms that went off. That's why we were all dispatched to the jewelry store.
Did you perhaps get to cue into any of the cameras
I was laying
into
on the
jewelry
bridge.
store, or is that because it is private property?
Unfortunately, at the time of this occurrence, there were no units available to get on or access to the video cameras of the jewelry store.
Well, I mean, how I still don't understand how he would see me though. Like, I don't get it.
At this time, I'm going to ask for the defense. Mr. Braun, do you have anything you would like to say and or question for your cross?
Yes. I do. I would like a 2-minute recess, if at all possible, to confer with my client.
All right. If I grant this 2-minute recess, you will be waiving your right to cross-examine the deputy here. Is that all right with you?
No. If I could cross him first, if that's the case, then that's fine.
That would be preferable.
All right. Deputy Williams, I want to clarify with these questions exactly where this absent Deputy Svensson's testimony in absentia and your testimony, where his ends and yours begins, basically, because your tale that you tell stems from testimony given in absentia from a deputy who is not here and carries forward into a situation that you ultimately responded to. So at what point does Deputy Svensson's story end and yours begin? Exactly when?
There's no way he ID'd me off that video, by the way, chat.
So, Deputy Svensson was the first unit that arrived on scene. He was the lead unit in the chase, and I have a sworn statement emailed from him to Judge
Wait,
Valier
what?
as he had to
How do we not get this?
sign off duty for the night. And his statement basically ends when Jospeh here crashed, and that's when I spotted him exiting the vehicle from the driver's seat and falling over the the highway.
Are you sure it was Jospeh, not Joseph?
It was Jospeh, yes. Again, that
You're
was
sure?
me
You're sure about
incorrectly
that?
reading his name. Yes, sir. I'm sure that that is the gentleman that exited the vehicle from the robbery.
So in his sworn statement, Deputy Svensson asserts that he positively ID'd my client at the bank by name, by physical appearance, by previous interactions.
No, from the statement,
he doesn't see me get out of the
made it
vehicle in
clear
that
inside the
either,
comment
dude.
at the jewelry store was a white male.
There's like a
with
fucking
white
barrier in the way as well.
shirt
It's even worse. I didn't realize the
matching,
barrier was there.
Jasper's description.
It's
He
fucking
also
X-ray
made it clear
vision.
in that statement that we never lost a visual of the vehicle during the chase.
Okay, so there was no further description given as to hair color, facial hair, eye color, general complexion, whether or not they were wearing a hat or a mask or any other sort
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. The mask was asked and answered also with the eye color. That's
So I should just put a mask
very
on.
specific, especially with the distance in the chase.
I'm just trying to determine if there were any specific features given to match the description of my client.
Staying for this moment, I will need to ask a question here. How far away were you from the car, your Deputy Svensson, from the car in which the male wearing the long white shirt was
I think we're going to be
sitting
guilty
inside of?
because he's already said
How
he
far
saw
away
us,
were you?
but this is a lot of cops do the third person thing where I don't think he.
Are you
Whoa!
asking me that question?
I had a mask on. He
Yes.
didn't ID me there, that's for sure. But
I wasn't the one that arrived on scene to the jewelry store. Deputy Svensson was, and he hadn't.
So we're sort of
verified how
fucked, I
far he
think, but
was.
whatever.
He only had eyes on them for a short amount of time, and that was the only description that he was able to give in that period of time before the chase.
We've been fucked by it before.
You've been on the force for a very decent amount of time, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Williams. In normal procedure, when you respond to a robbery, especially at so close quarters, where in this statement you never lost eyes of the suspect, or Deputy Svensson never lost eyes of the subject while he left the scene, would you, if you were in that situation, have been able to identify the facial hair or hair color of an individual at that distance?
Given the circumstances, yes, it's possible.
But only when it's
Right, thank you.
only.
All right, at this time I will be granting your call for recess. You may both have a 5-minute recess to converse with your clients or your parties, and we will come back in 5 minutes.
All right, wonderful.
All right, I will be calling the courtroom back into order after this recess.
We don't need Bo. It's
We
fucked.
will
We're
go
fucked anyway, I
forward
think.
with...
That's actually.
Sorry, we will go forward with the state. If you would like to call any other witnesses, you may call them at this time.
I would like to call Trooper Andrews.
I don't know if he sees it. If I lose, wear the mask. Yeah, I will. That's a good idea. What clip's that?
Yeah, it should be no problem.
Oh, what he saw. I don't want to click on it. I don't. I sort of.
Commence your
I
line
want to
of
watch it, but I don't
questioning
want you guys to be like.
Oh,
You
sorry.
guys are gonna be turbo nerds no matter
thought
what.
you'd
But
had us remembered. I forgot you swore him earlier. All right. At any point, did you lose sight of the?
I had a
the
mask on
vehicle
the
in
entire time.
question?
No one saw my face. That's the thing.
Andrews. Did you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. So did I lose sight of the vehicle in question?
Correct.
Ma'am, I caught the tail end of their pursuit, so I observed the dark in color Comet after pretty much as it crashed.
All right. So as it crashed, can you describe the crash quickly?
Deleted things for 100 bits.
I believed it crashed into a vehicle that was oncoming, that we were driving into oncoming traffic.
Yo, Zerx, thanks for the TM1.
And the vehicle collided head on with another vehicle.
Okay. Have you apprehended Jospeh before? St. Jospeh before?
Yes, ma'am.
With these apprehensions, do they involve a vehicle?
Oftentimes, ma'am, yes.
What type of vehicle?
He's usually in a Comet.
Is it a certain color?
This still isn't probable cause.
Objection,
Not all the
Your
time,
Honor.
ma'am.
Relevance. Again, the usual.
No further questions.
At this time, Mr. Braun, would you like to ask Mr. Andrews any questions?
I would love to ask Trooper Andrews some questions. However, this is the first I'm hearing of Trooper Andrews being involved in the situation. I guess I would start. Trooper Andrews, where do you come in here?
Well, I responded to the jewelry store robbery.
Yo, VW.
While en route,
Thanks for the prime, dude.
the two deputies advised that there was a dark in color Comet fleeing the scene. They ensued in the chase. While they ensued in the chase, I responded to the actual location, and I cleared the jewelry store to make sure there wasn't any other suspects or any potential victims inside. I then joined into the pursuit as it was going into oncoming lanes of traffic on the freeway. I observed the collision. I did not see St. Jospeh in the vehicle, but I did see a person dressed in all black leap off of the freeway and jump into the lower levels, fleeing into the construction zone. I did attempt to go and apprehend that individual, but he did get away.
Okay. Did you positively identify the other individual in the traffic accident on the highway?
Did I positively identify the other individual? No, sir.
Correct. Were you able to positively identify anybody involved in that traffic accident?
No, sir.
About how far away were you from the accident when it occurred?
Maybe 3 or 4 car lengths.
Okay. And, from that distance, you weren't able to identify anyone involved in the crash on site?
No, sir.
About how far away was Deputy Williams?
I believe they were right behind the vehicle as it crashed.
Okay.
I could start the restart. I don't know if I will.
That's about all I have for this witness.
Great, thank you, Mr. Andrews.
Actually, didn't the
Step
server restart not long ago? I think it did.
I believe
it might be
that
off.
I have heard everything I need to hear today to make a just and fine judgment on all allegations, and at this time,
That's already off.
Your Honor, if I may.
yes,
I did have a few other things to add here.
If you can do it quickly and precisely, I will allow you.
Okay. Well, Your Honor, first and
forgot we
foremost,
restarted earlier.
I would like to motion to suppress the statement by Deputy Svensson, as it was not provided to the opposition ahead of this proceeding. We had no way to review or prepare for it. It was simply brought forward as evidence. It was not disclosed to myself or Mr. Jospeh beforehand. I know this is a bench trial, but some semblance of discovery must be honored in order for that to be fair evidence in a criminal proceeding. So I would motion to suppress that evidence right off the bat. I do not believe that if called to answer, that Deputy Svensson would positively identify my client if he were present.
Double check.
That's speculation.
I do not believe he would have the means to do so, but nonetheless, that statement should have been provided to myself and my client ahead of this proceeding, and thus that should be completely suppressed.
At this time, I will be denying your motion to suppress the evidence of one Svensson deputy's
That's stupid.
testimony.
Your Honor, with all due respect,
As I will
testimony.
remind you, this is a bench trial, and as I am the judge in this courtroom, it is not my job for you to. It is not my job to give to you. It is not my job to remind you to acquire the evidence from or testimony hereforth from
Of course
any
it is.
officer
You
involved,
organized
as
the
it
court
is
case.
and will be public information. And I will be moving forward with my judgment.
Your
At
Honor,
this
with all due
time-
respect, they did not mention the evidence until they presented it in court. How was I supposed to ask for something that I didn't know that they needed to provide?
As this was a testimony of what I am here to know, the arresting officer, you have an attorney, it is your job to take care of your client, not mine.
Your Honor, do you have this this testimony in front of you? Because I don't. I don't. She does. You do. But I don't. Jospeh
Whose
doesn't.
courtroom is this?
So how is that fair? I don't give a damn whose courtroom it is. If there's evidence that is not being
As
provided
at
to
this
the
time, I will
defendant
be
in a
going
criminal
forward
proceeding,
with
then
my
that is
judgment.
unjust. That is unjust. Well, your
Mr.
judgment
Murphy
is
Braun,
unjust.
if you continue to speak,
Order
I will
in the
hold you
Oh,
in contempt.
you can throw me in jail for contempt again, but if you do not
give me
provide
the
me
word,
with
I will.
evidence
Give me
to
the word.
defend my client
Give me the
properly,
word,
I am
Judge.
then
I am
this
charging
is
you
a
with contempt
kangaroo
of court.
Then this is a kangaroo
Mr.
Good, then
Braun,
you
go
can
and put
hop
your
right
hands
out
behind
of
your
it.
back.
Get out of my courtroom.
Order in the goddamn court.
I appreciate your help.
kangaroo court. Kangaroo court.
Get hopping, Mr. Braun.
I could be a lawyer. Hey, lady, can I be a lawyer?
Sit down.
Huh? But I got a scab in my butt. I can't sit down.
Yeah, Miss Murphy, why couldn't you just like?
I did want to say something.
At
but
this
if you're
time-
ready to rule.
I am going to be making my judgment. Due to the evidence put forth and the testimony put forth of all the officers involved, as well as taking into the account of one Svensson and his testimony as the arresting officer, I do not believe that there was any substantial ability or know-how to contest. So I will find one Saint Jospeh not guilty of accessory to robbery, not guilty for reckless evading, and not guilty for possession of a firearm, as he was not subject to being correctly identified at the scene. In the statement put forth by one Mr. Svensson, even then he was unable to keep his eye on the driver. There was no further information put forth other than a white shirt and the coincidence of driving a similar car. So at this time, I will be closing this case. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Damn. So Murphy got thrown in jail and you didn't. That's fucking funny shit.
Yes, that is quite the coincidence.